Hello fellow DIYers and focus owners. Today we're taking a look at the PCV system of the diesel Ford Focus. More exactly, the air oil separator. So you might wonder, what the hell is a PCV system? Well, it's called positive crankcase ventilation, and it is in place because when the pistons are going up and the pressure grows, some of the oil vapors get past the piston rings and end up in the whole crankcase assembly. And you don't want the engine to blow gaskets or just to build up pressure. So through this system, that pressure is released. Now, the gases released through the PCV system also contain oil. And this oil needs to be separated from the rest of the gases. This is why we have this thing. And we need to clean it. Clean it? Why the hell do you want to clean it? Well, guess what happens to the oil that can be separated by this thing? It goes back right into the intake. Okay then, when and how do I need to clean it? Well, when is, according to the Haynes manual, every 60,000 kilometers. And how? Well, using some brake cleaner or any other solvent, because let me show you, this type of air oil separator has this weird metal, I don't know how the hell to describe that, like a metal foam inside. And let me draw how usually air oil separators work. Sorry for the crude drawing. So air and oil from the PCV system comes into the separator. It gets all through these canals, it gets separated, so the oil drips down and then goes back into the oil pan. I've actually heard that there are some air oil separators that actually reheat the oil that's dripping out, racing stuff, and the clean air goes back into the intake. Now, if this thingy can't separate the air from the oil, you will get the oil vapors right into your intake, and you might have some oil leaks, basically oil leaking out of your intake, and that can cause other problems, so on, you get the idea. So let's clean it. By the way, for tools, well, parts, like, I don't know if brake cleaner can be called a part, and Instagram link, you can find all that down in the description. So let's get down to business. The part that we need to access is this one over here. And, well, as you can see, we most likely need to remove this so we can access these two hoses. And I would not like to remove the battery because I kind of have some settings in the car that I would not like to lose. Okay, so let's start with the battery cover. That comes off extremely simple. That gets thrown out. Okay, now this one, hose clamp, and the, let's see, the top hose clamp, let's see, 6 millimeters. Place your bets. $6mm. Okay, now let's remove this nut over here. Yeah. Okay. That's right. You're my bitch now. Okay. Usually put those there. And now we can lift this off. Now that we can lift that off, we can pull it out on the top tip, place all the screws and everything in the next to a wiper so you don't lose them. And let's pull this bottom hose off as well. Now we need to take this off and this off. Okay, so take these off. Just pull it back like so. And if you can't reach with a normal pair of pliers, then use a needle nose pair of pliers. Pull it off. Pull it off. Ah shit, I didn't leave the engine to cool down. And on the other side as well. For the other side, if you take a look, there's this arrow and there's another arrow on the filter itself, and you need to match them up when you put it back together. Now we have 3 plugs kind of in the way. This is kind of in the way for the, what was it, mass airflow sensor. Here is a, I have no idea what the hell sensor, and down there is another, hell knows what of thing sensor. Unplug all of those and kind of stick them back there, and unfortunately you can't really remove this. If you want, you can remove that, so you have more space to put that. So here is another one of these clips that you will need to remove if you can. Well, the more I advance, the more this seems like a bad idea, not removing the battery, because it's just making my work harder. And I need to pull this thing off. And just kind of push it to the side. And now we have kind of a clear view of the PCV filter held in place by just one bolt. So let's go for that just one bolt. Number 10 metric socket is what you need for this one, and some force. Yeah. God damn it, it's hot. Up there you go. And let's see how can I pull the filter out, because if I remember correctly, it still has a hose attached to the bottom. Maybe it is a good idea to remove this as well, so you just have like more space to dig in. Okay, here we go. Because this needs to slide forward. It kinda does. Oh, it's off, but it is still held on by, I really don't believe that you can see that, the lower hose. Yeah, I need to mine that one out. So here we have finally removed the air oil separator. Well, I would not advise to try it without removing the battery and the old battery holder case, because it is just a pain in the yeah. So here we have our bucket that we're going to drain everything into. Shake up some brake cleaner. And do that until kind of like a clear-ish liquid comes out. Let's see what comes out of this one. Ooh, beautiful. That was like this black, lovely stuff. Basically some oil deposits. That's what you need to wash out. Now all you need to do is let it dry out, and after that you know everything about washing the air oil separator on your diesel Focus, and you can do it on your own every 60,000 kilometers. Hopefully. Nah, nobody does this anyway. Anyhow, thank you very much for watching. In case my video helped you out, make sure to leave a like and please consider subscribing. Have a nice day.